Hey guys, welcome back to the Next Gen EEU YouTube channel. Today, I wanted to do something unique and different than my other videos, and I went with the ongoing World Cup idea. This year's World Cup is crazy. We have huge scores like 7-1, 6-0, or sometimes boring games that go for 1-1 with little to no action. But have you guys wondered who will win this year's World Cup? Today, I'll be taking you guys on a step-by-step process on how to make your own machine learning model that can determine who wins the World Cup based on statistics and make realistic outcomes that who knows may happen in real life. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first. Before we can simulate an entire World Cup, we need to answer one question. How do you turn football into math? At first, this seems almost impossible. Football is chaotic, underdogs pull off miracles, favorite players collapse under pressure, and sometimes the better team just simply loses. But despite all that chaos, football isn't completely random. There are hidden patterns underneath, and if we can model those patterns, we can simulate an entire tournament. To do this, every team in my simulation is represented by 4 key attributes: attack, midfield, defense, and an overall rating. These stats determine how strong a team is and influence how many goals they're expected to score. But skill alone doesn't decide football matches. So I introduced a pressure system. Countries with rich football histories and World Cup wins and massive fan expectations like Brazil or France face much more pressure to perform than smaller nations. So I calculated a pressure score using World Cup history, international experience, and official FIFA ranking. Finally, to generate realistic scorelines, I used a statistical model called the Poisson distribution. Instead of producing completely random scores, it generates results based on how strong each team is, meaning stronger teams will usually win. But football remains unpredictable enough for dramatic upsets to still happen. Okay, so I started off by compiling a CSV file that contains each country in this World Cup and their attack, defense, midfield, overall rating, their World Cup wins, appearances in the World Cup, and the highest stage they've played at, and their official FIFA ranking. Then I went with using OOP, or Object-Oriented Programming, so I can make the team, group, and the matches they played in. Now let's go over how I calculated the pressure of each country. Since I want the pressure factor to be from 0 to 1, I decided to make factors like World Cup wins, appearances, and the highest stage to be the popularity part and the FIFA rank part, which both combine to make the pressure factor. So with a bunch of tweaks, I found the best percentages and ratios to find the pressure part. Okay, next is the Poisson distribution. The Poisson distribution is a statistical model that fuses randomness and realism to generate real scorelines. This model makes sure that scorelines do sound realistic when a team is obviously better, but when their rating gaps are closer, upsets can be pulled off. Then the simulation part comes in. This combines the expected goals that I predicted with the model and adds in that psychological pressure factor and that bit of randomness to make a real life feeling of watching either your country be belted or crushing a different country. Phew, that was a lot, but we finally get to see it in action though. I spent hours upon hours trying to figure out how to set up the group stages and different knockout stages that explaining it would make this video extremely long. But I got it through, and we're gonna reveal what country, according to this model, will win this year's World Cup 2026. Alright, now we're gonna reveal who wins the World Cup. So, first of all, let's just wait. Yeah. Okay, let's just start. And we have all the groups right here, the current World Cup 2026 groups. And those are the matches. Just look at these matches. They're all pretty realistic. 2-0, 2-1, 0-0, 1-2, 3-0. There's some crazy ones in here too. Look. 4-3, 5-0. That's pretty good. I like the simulation. It's actually not bad. And we're going to reveal the final group standings. Mexico, South Korea, Switzerland, Bosnia. And then third place teams, for some of the groups they'll promote, for the others they won't. I think it's 8 third place teams go to the next round of 32. Yeah. And these are pretty realistic. See Argentina winning all 3 games. And let's see the round of 32. Oh, England got an upset. Oh my gosh. These are the round of 32 teams. We got some underdogs here like DR Congo, but okay. 2-0. Not that bad. No crazy scores. 3-1 against Qatar. It's not even crazy, but Argentina beats France. No way. Just look. In penalties. Oh my goodness. Scotland beats Switzerland. Ghana beats Saudi Arabia. And Portugal beats Morocco. They're getting the redemption from 2022. Okay. Argentina, Croatia, some big names. Portugal, Spain. Yeah, I think round of 16 filtered out most of the bad teams. It's pretty realistic. Got some underdogs in here, though. And those are the matches. 3-0. Japan, Spain, 1-0. Germany beats Czechia. Tunisia made it to the round of 16. Portugal, Belgium wins. Argentina, 1-0. All right, let's go to the quarterfinals. Those were the teams. 100 dogs, or 200 dogs. 3, actually. Uruguay, Sweden, and Scotland. I can't believe they actually go to the next round. Sweden beats Uruguay. They got an easy match. Argentina beats Germany. And Spain loses to Portugal? That's crazy. So we have the semifinals. Sweden, Argentina, Portugal, and Belgium. And Belgium beats Portugal in penalties. And Argentina actually ties with Sweden and wins in penalties. That is crazy. And now we have the finals. Argentina and Belgium. Who will win? I think I'm putting my money on Argentina. They're winning. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And the final country that wins the World Cup 2026 is Argentina. Let's go. I knew it. They're actually really strong. They're going to get it 2 in a row. Yeah, I think they're going to beat every single country. And yeah, I can't see why they won't win. All right. Thank you, guys. If you guys think Argentina's going to win, please drop a comment down below and like and subscribe. Thank you.